Did you know the Ottoman Empire came within just a few miles of conquering the heart of Europe, not once but twice? In 1529 and again in 1683, Ottoman armies stood at the gates of Vienna, the capital of the Habsburgs. If either siege had succeeded, the map of Europe today might look entirely different. So how did the Ottomans, a Muslim empire based in Istanbul, come so close to dominating Central Europe? Let's dive into one of the most dramatic chapters in world history. By the early 1500s, the Ottoman Empire was at its peak under Suleiman the Magnificent. He had already conquered much of the Middle East, North Africa, and southeastern Europe. In 1526, the Ottomans crushed the Kingdom of Hungary at the Battle of Mohacs, killing King Louis II and leaving a power vacuum. This opened the road to Central Europe, and Suleiman set his sights on a prize that would terrify Christian Europe, Vienna. The city wasn't just symbolic, it was the gateway to Germany, France, and beyond. If Vienna fell, Europe could fall next. In 1529, Suleiman led a massive army of nearly 120,000 men, including the elite janissaries and fearsome artillery, toward Vienna. But they were met with unexpected problems. Torrential rain turned roads to mud, cannons were lost, and supply lines stretched thin. The city's walls were reinforced, and the defenders, though vastly outnumbered, refused to give up. After weeks of siege, disease, and failed assaults, Suleiman retreated. Vienna had held out. Europe breathed a sigh of relief, but the Ottomans would return. More than 150 years later, the Ottomans tried again, this time under Grand Vizier Kara Mustafa Pasha in 1683. The Ottomans besieged Vienna with over 140,000 troops, confident of victory. The defenders held on desperately for 2 months, waiting for help that might never come. But then, from the forests of the north came salvation. A relief army led by King Jan III Sobieski of Poland, with a coalition of Austrian and German forces. On September 12, 1683, at the Battle of Vienna, they launched one of the largest cavalry charges in history, over 20,000 horsemen storming the Ottoman lines. The Ottomans were crushed. Kara Mustafa fled, disgraced, and was later executed for his failure. The defeat at Vienna marked the beginning of the Ottoman Empire's decline. From that point on, the Ottomans lost territory, power, and influence in Europe. But for centuries before that, they had stood as a superpower, commanding trade routes, cultures, and continents. The two sieges of Vienna weren't just military battles, they were cultural and civilizational turning points. Had they succeeded, Europe's religions, languages, and borders might look radically different today. So the next time you walk the streets of Vienna, or hear about Suleiman or Sobieski, remember, history often turns on moments of siege and resistance, and the empires that almost were.